Good morning. Welcome to Platinum Mindset Podcast. I'm here with how you say your last name? Krebs, Janet
Crap.
Krebs.
Yeah, it's the littlest name, and yet it's just the weirdest
Krebs.
thing to pronounce. I know.
Mine's big, and people they butcher it nonstop. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
Great, wonderful Friday. If it's not, let's see, sunny today. It's not raining. It's been raining here a lot.
Well, that you know what they say about April rain, but we don't care. We just want some sun by spring. So there you
And in
have it.
Louisiana, if you don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes.
That's exactly right.
So tell us about yourself.
I don't know. What do you want to know?
Who are you? What do you do?
you know what? I'm gonna roll with you in with platinum mindset. And I would like to say I am the coach that you think about. If you like, I don't even like that word. I'm more like a strategist. I'm the strategist that you think about when you've got some problems to solve within your family. It's like that's just my superpower.
That's
So,
everybody.
huh?
That's you got a big old world that needs that.
Well, interestingly, yes. And it's so funny because you speak with people all the time. So, people will ask. I mean, I'm a personal trainer as well. So, people will ask, please help me get fit. Uh, we hire money managers, we hire people in our lives to do all sorts of things. And yet, in the parenting lane, in the family lane, there is such shame shrouding asking for help. So you'd be surprised. I mean, I love
Yep.
that you said that. Everybody could use that. But you know where everybody is right now? Finger pointing. It's the kids of today. It's the education of today. And that's just not my jam. So
They
if
got
you
three more. They got three fingers pointing back at them. They don't realize it.
Yeah, my jam is when I work with families, it's like I will only work with parents that are willing to look in the mirror and say, you know what? Yeah, it starts with me. Let's
Mhm.
step up and make this happen.
I think it's the biggest problem with people today. They like you can't. They get their feelings hurt too much. What's that called? The woke world. That's kind of disappearing. It's kind of veering off somewhat. But it's like people just they take everything so personal. It's like I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just telling you like it is.
And because we're speakers, so we'll stay in the yes and lane. And it's everybody else's responsibility and or fault and or problem rather than, like I'm older. I'm not going to say I'm old, but I'm definitely older in my 60s. I remember a time when we all like embraced personal responsibility. And we have, and you've probably seen this in your guest work, we've seen an evolution into finger pointing. It must be somebody else's fault, not mine.
That finger's going down lately though. It's a little bit going down a little bit more and more. It's amazing how much one person in an election can how much he can change. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was watching your eyes when I was saying that. You were just like, "Yes, ma'am."
Because you're looking at my eye, like my eyes, like the light. I have sarcoidosis, so the light kills my eyes.
Ooh,
So
yeah, that's
I
a
try to like minimize it as much as possible. The light. Yeah, the biggest thing I think with people, they don't want to take responsibility at all. It's crazy. They point. Oh, it's that, is that. And if I just posted something the other day that said everything in your life is your fault, and somebody's like, oh, why do you say that? I'm just like, okay, think about it. If you got in a wreck, but it wasn't your fault, it was. It might have not been your fault legally, but think about what led up to it. What did you do or what did you not do led up to that wreck? If you would have went and washed your car like you're supposed to, you wouldn't have got a wreck. If you wouldn't have ran that red light, the next light you would have stopped, you wouldn't have got a wreck. So it's not your fault legally, but everything in your life, I think, is you're responsible for.
I mean, well, I would encourage you to think about a different word for fault because
I know
that's
my
what
girlfriend,
that's what
told me the same thing. My girlfriend told me the same thing. Fault is the wrong word.
it's cool though. Like it's just I
Well,
mean,
you're
can
responsible.
you imagine in my lane, it's like because I work with families. So it's like, how do I get my kids to do? I love this one. This is one of my favorites, Michael. I do everything for my kids, and yet I still can't get them to do fill in the blank. It's like, interesting.
Stop doing.
Well, see, for you, you just pulled that out of the, like right,
I don't
right,
have kids, and I know that.
huh?
I don't have any kids, I don't think, but and I know that.
But it's interesting. Like, so you say, I don't have any kids, but I love to shift parents, especially, into the role of leadership. But even if you're not a parent, standing in the grocery store, kids are watching. So we are all walking leaders. I call us everyday leaders because we are the role models. So
Hmm.
people are watching. Do you hold a door? Are you kind to the person behind you when you're, if you're sitting in a restaurant, are you kind to your server? I mean, people are watching all the time. And I think we have just forgotten to, so you say fault, I'll take ownership. Take ownership of how we walk the world with the understanding that people are watching. You never know who you are impacting. And so let's assume, what a fun way to walk life. Let's just assume that everybody's watching at every moment. You
Hmm.
shift your posture completely differently.
Yep. If you
Yeah.
think you do everything like somebody's watching you.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's I just think it's an easy shift and an important one because of what we just talked about. No one's willing to take personal responsibility. And it starts with me, you, each individual.
Now some people don't really care. They're like, oh, somebody's watching me. I don't give a damn. I'm still going to steal this. I'm still going to do that. Yeah. Well, that's you're going to be in jail too.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. I can only control me. So, like what you were just talking about with fault and me using ownership, I can only control me. But you
Hmm.
know what? I am going to represent and be the best me I can be with that posture of, as an everyday leader, what if? Actually, great story, real short story. It was in a very inexpensive retail establishment. They were going out of business. Young guy behind the counter. And I said, so how do you feel about all of this? And he was just like, ma'am, you know what? Thanks for asking, but I'm just going to be great. And I looked at him and I said, you know what? You will be great because that's a winning attitude.
Hmm.
And in spite of my three favorite words, in spite of what's going on around you and looking down the nose of losing a job, and you know that you're going to land on your feet. That's a winning attitude. And I trust that you will always be okay in your world because of that attitude. So it was just, and he was young and I was so inspired. I even said that to him. I was just like, you inspire me today because you're young enough that you could go down the rabbit hole of despair
Yeah.
and, oh my gosh, I'm losing my job. Now what am I supposed to do? And yet he was just
Hmm.
like, don't worry about me, ma'am. Thanks for asking. I'm going to be great.
Especially jobs nowadays. If you can't get a job, there's a problem.
I
There's a
loved it.
job
Yeah.
everywhere. I was looking on LinkedIn the other day, and it was like, you get the little job board thing, and I'm looking, and it says, I kept seeing McDonald's. I'm like, every single McDonald's needs a general manager. Who's running these McDonald's then?
Yeah.
Every one of them. I'm like, but see, that's a problem too with these businesses nowadays. They'll have the position up for hire. They already have somebody in the position. So when a person that's working there sees that, they're like, huh, they don't really value me that much.
Hmm.
And all the big companies, like there's a gas station by us. I don't know if you have racetrack gas station by y'all.
No.
It's like Raceway, Racetrack, but it's like a huge corporation. Every single position is open for hire, but even though they already haven't filled, it's
So
like,
I live in Indianapolis. So we're very, uh, not cautious. Like I live really close to the track. So, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So nobody plagiarizes, nobody misuses track, racetrack. It's left to the track as homage to the actual Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
well, it's got to be busy over there when that comes, huh?
I just go the other way. I just don't think so. Been there, done that. So
Yeah, it's like New Orleans. I live in on the North Shore of New Orleans. I live 30 minutes away. He was like, "You go to New Orleans?" Hell no. I stayed the hell out of New Orleans. No way. It's like, oh, you went to Super Bowl? Nope. Super Bowl was like it was supposed to help the economy. It hurt the economy because Super Bowl came in and they brought all their own things, their own fat restaurants, their own food, their own vendors. So it screwed New Orleans. And they had all the trucks parked down. People complaining they had trucks parked down in front of their restaurants, blocking the people. They couldn't park. They couldn't. It's like it's supposed to help it, but it doesn't. It's a
that's
big
one
old,
place I've not been, but it's definitely on my list of places
go
to
during the day, don't go at night.
duly
And
noted.
carry your concealed weapon too.
Duly noted.
It's crazy. I mean, it's not so bad in some places, but it's a worse Chicago. It's worse than Chicago, so I still try to stay.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really a city girl, but you kind of have to just do it at least once, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I used to do it, but I was like, "Oh, you go to New Orleans?" Nope, I stay away. It's like living in Orlando. Do I go to Disney World every day? Hell no, I wouldn't go to Disney World. So tell us a little bit more about you. What is your name of your coaching company?
I don't. I just name it Raising Independence. Uh, I don't know if the name is. I mean, I like your name is way sexier to your podcast. Although it's funny because I used to do trainings in schools for parents, a lot of like how to get your kids to do homework kind of stuff, and so that's what they were like. What's the name of it? It's like, okay, so I guess I'll call myself Raising Independence. It was like 15, 20 years ago. And it's stuck because it actually is I mean, it's on point, you know,
Hmm.
but it's not about necessarily, it's about raising independent kids, but it's teaching parents, encouraging parents, strategizing with parents how to do it themselves. I'm not going to work with your kids. I'm going to teach you how to work with your kids.
Are you not gonna be missing the super nanny?
You know, one of these days I'm just going to say yes, because I can't tell you how many times people have said, you should totally be like the modern day American nanny 911. Like you should just be Joe. I was a former teacher, and well, teachers are always teachers, but actual teacher. And so many of my parents would come in, they're like, could you just come to my house for a week? For the weekend. I'm like, to do what? It's like, you get them to do all these things. I can't get them to do anything. Just come live with us and
Can't.
help me. But these are not people that now it's like, oh, I can't ask for help. But when I was in that classroom setting, they wanted help. It's interesting. I don't know why people don't ask for help in this regard. It's funny. You buy an appliance, let's say coffee maker or an air fryer or whatever it is, you get pages and pages and pages and pages of instruction for a stinking appliance that you plug into the wall.
You
You come home from the hospital with a human being that you are responsible for a very long time.
no
And you
book.
get no instructions, and yet there is shame when you ask for help. I just don't
I don't
understand.
get it. It's supposed to be natural. Like natural. How's it natural? You only know what you thought. Plain and simple.
Yeah, conditioning is king, and
I
sometimes it
think
ain't so great.
kids need to get their ass whipped more today.
Well,
Somebody needs to get their ass whipped.
it's funny. I was not a spanker, but I didn't have to. As a matter of fact, I remember being interviewed for a teaching job. Thank God I didn't get it, because that would have not been a great principal teacher arrangement. But they asked me, what is your classroom management strategy? And at the time there were probably 10 that were really popular, right? And I was like, I don't have one. And they were like, what? You don't have a strategy? I was like, well, this stars and charts and all this BS, like that's just, no, I don't have time for that. I
Yeah.
said, but I've got the look. And they were like, what's that? I was like, I've never needed one because I've got the look.
Hmm.
Kids will tell you too, who are now flown and grown, 28 and 32, living lives for the last decade at least. And they're like, oh, yeah, she had the look. So, no stars,
Yeah.
no reward system, just the look. That's all that was
See,
ever needed.
nowadays though, man, they just I would have never ever even thought about saying the stuff that they say.
I know.
I don't even think I don't even think I knew the F word. I mean, I heard it, but I wasn't thinking to say it. I surely wasn't gonna say it. Nowadays, the parents film that. You ever seen that one with the little girl in the mirror? They let the kids curse in the mirror by themselves or whatever. This little girl's like 3 years old and she's flicking the bird and telling people to go F yourself. I'm gonna F you up. I'm like, she's like doing a gangster style. I'm like 3 years old. This girl's. I
You know,
see what
I
she's
think
doing.
I have seen that. I think I recorded it, and I actually did a video about that, and then I pulled it because I was embarrassed for that little girl. Like I was like,
It's crazy.
now I'm perpetuating her living in perpetuity on my channel, and I just didn't really even want it on my channel. But uh, yeah, I just don't get it either. And it's interesting, Michael, because I just travel a lot, and airports are also interesting places to learn about exactly that. But
I love sitting in the airport.
when I was
I can sit there all day.
when you said that, I was thinking about most recently the last flight 2 weeks ago. This little girl tugging on her dad's pant leg, and he had a phone in front of him, and she was just tugging, and he's staring at the phone. However, that's insult enough. We all can make up a story about how, what we should do in that scenario. But the struggle for me, the frustration for me is that, like, she was probably 3 or 4. 10 years from now, that little girl is going to have her phone or any appliance in front of her face, and her father, same father, will be like, how come you never talk to me? Why
Hmm.
is your nose always in front of some sort of an electronic device? And yet she won't know it to say it. But if I were in the room, it's like, because you taught her really well, Dad. You taught her that she
Yep.
is not your priority, and that even though she needed your attention, what you were watching was the priority. So, like
They're
that,
so dumbfounded.
right? Like
Oh, I don't know why they're like this.
he'll be like, how come I can't? How come you do? And yet he modeled
Yep.
so beautifully the behavior that he got.
Same thing like saying somebody's they're fat. Well, I don't know why I'm so really. What are you eating right now? Well, I have a thyroid problem. That's something like, well, if you know you got a problem, that means don't eat that crap. Or push away from the table a little sooner. You don't have a thyroid problem. You got a hand to mouth problem. Be
Or you
accountable.
have a choice problem.
What?
Choice, like what you're eating. Because I have a lot of theory about food. I think I've been at 61. I can say I have been studying food since I'm 16. Just it's always just been. I thought I wanted to be a nutritionist until I realized the science involved. And then I realized it was more hobby than anything. But uh, yeah, let's just cut some chemicals and stop disrupting our digestive systems. So I would say choice, because you could eat 12 carrots, but you can't eat 12 pounds of ice cream.
Oh no, because of milk. You can't even drink a gallon of milk.
Who
They have a
drinks milk?
contest.
Who
They
even
have a
drinks
contest.
milk today?
Oh, I don't. I looked. I saw it. I let the milk on the counter for like 2 hours, and it became separated crap. But there's a place in Baton Rouge by LSU that has what is it? Brown's or Barb's Dairy, and they have a contest every year if you can drink a gallon of milk. You can't do it. Your stomach acid. You will throw up.
Oh my!
Nobody can do it. And people try it. They're like, go, go, go. I'm like, here it comes.
Oh,
In the middle of like August too, so they're hot, sweaty.
oh no! I'm gonna be thinking about that all day.
Yeah,
I haven't had. I haven't had. I don't drink I don't do dairy at all. So that's just interesting. Oh yeah, that's no good. No bueno.
See, the only thing I eat cheese. That's about it. Not like I just shredded cheese on some like tacos or something like that.
Now I would be interested to try because like you guys are known for your bread in Louisiana, and I would almost venture a guess that there are bakers globally saying that just really take pride in using beautiful ingredients so that it's not like that crappy stuff. And that like, and I don't eat bread, like I don't do any wheat, but I would like try that bread because it's probably made of some great ingredients.
You want me to send you some French bread?
I'd say yes, but yeah, of course.
You gonna eat it?
Yeah, I would eat it as long as it didn't make me, feel pregnant in about 3 minutes.
No, it's like it's not that dense for loaf. It's like
Right.
fluffy.
Right. Yeah, I was just in Mexico and I was absolutely shocked that I picked up a bagel and it felt like it was air. And so I ate like a quarter of the bagel just to test it. And I had no reaction at all. And I was just like, oh my gosh,
America.
it was great. I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't had a bagel in so long. I felt so privileged.
It's amazing. The ingredients in it's horrible. It's crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just I mean they're getting rid of the artificial whatever the petroleum based dyes. Okay, great, but that's just that's like a fart in the wind. I mean that's
Yeah.
nothing.
But we got to start somewhere, right? Because come on, you and
Start with the number one ingredient on it.
and we may understand what and how to make choices when it comes to food because fitness is something that we value. But if you don't know, if you don't study, if you just are very accustomed to the SAD diet, standard American, you have no idea. And so, can you imagine if the government or food made change that fast? People would be
That's
like,
a huge fast. Oh God, it's crazy.
yeah, I mean, I think I saw like they're going to eliminate the dye something by 2026. I'm like, why not just pull it? Why
Yeah,
did it
I
take over
just
here?
I guess because they got to get it swapped out with something they got to be able to supply it. That's what I always wondered. So let's say you grow strawberries, okay, and every year all your strawberries are sold to like Kellogg's or whoever. So when they come out with a new strawberry product, where's the new strawberries come from? I I always wondered that because if you're producing, you need 1 billion pounds of strawberries. Well, who's growing 1 billion extra pounds of strawberries all of a sudden? Like all these
Somebody,
dyes, where are they coming from? Carrots and beets, and where the hell are they going to get all that from? Are they throwing it away? The beets right now, they got so many extra.
I don't know.
But the number one ingredient is like in cereal. If you look at one of the main ingredients, is the same exact ingredient as paint remover.
Which one is that?
I don't know what chemical it is, but it's like it's in every box of like all the kids' sugary cereal. And it's in every box of it. Paint
Well,
remover.
I actually have a client who's really struggling right now with, I call it, it's just, I mean, it's a food addiction because it's not her fault. She just makes the wrong choices at the right time. So we're going through the whole diary and stuff like that so we can track those insulin spikes. She used to be addicted to soda, Mountain Dew to be specific.
I
And I
love
was like,
Mountain Dew.
darling, I was like, so how many videos of cleaning a car engine with soda do you have to see in order to believe that soda is poison? Like, how many of those videos do you need to watch? But it's food addiction. Like, I really don't believe it's people's fault, but I do believe that it's tenacity and strength and things like that. But it is an addiction. I get that. Just because, I mean, I feel terrible for people that just have no control over that kind of stuff. It's hard.
I see. I meal prep because it makes it so much easier. Like if it's there, I can grab it, go heat it up, and go. So much easier just to grab and go. But like these services that they have, where they send it to you, but I still gotta cook it. I'm like, what's the point? It's gonna take me 5 minutes to chop it up myself, or pay you $30 to chop it up for me. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, but see, there again, perfect example. We go down this complete rabbit hole of food, right? We start out in one lane and we're here in food. But the general theme, we overcomplicate everything. Food is simple. Cook a piece of chicken, steam some broccoli, or microwave it if you don't understand how to steam, whatever, however you want. Take 2 chicken thighs and some broccoli, call it dinner, you're good to go. Like,
yep.
it doesn't have to be complicated.
I never
So,
use recipes. I just throw everything. I said, how you know how to do that? I'm like, I think it's gonna taste good. I put it in there.
right.
I only use like 3 or 4 different seasonings.
And then it's like, well, people are like, I can't be bothered. Well, it takes longer. Like, if you peel back some of these things that come pre-made, pre-planned, pre-portioned, peel it off, put it in the microwave and wait for it to beep, beep, beep. And then you have your meal. In the same 3 minutes, you could have heated the skillet, pretty much done, seared a piece of chicken, throw some vegetables in there. Like, okay, maybe it takes 3 extra minutes, but I can get a meal on the table in 10 minutes or less.
Oh yes, indeed.
I mean, it's just,
So,
but let's not, let's complicate things. Let's add, 2 kids in the car who have to go in completely different directions. And now we're not having family dinner anymore. And so it's like, Mom, I'm hungry. It's just like, okay, well, we'll drive through. More crap, more crap, more crap out of convenience. So we've just become addicted to convenience as much as we've become addicted to anything else. But we do that, again, personal responsibility. We do that to ourselves.
and it's expensive going through fast food.
Schedule everybody in your family so that you give up sitting down and having a meal and connecting with the people that you allegedly care about in your life.
They connect all right on their phones the whole time they're eating dinner. It's like, put the phones down.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, like McDonald's, Wendy's, and all that stuff. It's more expensive to go there
Oh my gosh.
than it is for me to go to a restaurant and get a burger. It's crazy. Like, well, last time I went to Wendy's, it was months ago. I pulled in just for like a combo. It was like $16. I'm like, $16? Are you kidding me? I didn't say 2. I said 1. It's like, what? Nope, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you go, I'll go eat fried chicken sometimes at this little grocery store they have. But I got Popeyes like months and months and months ago. It should be called Pigeon Eyes because the pieces are like that big. I'm like, what is that? Where's the rest of the
What
freaking
part
chicken?
of the chicken is that even?
Well, how is that a breast? What is that, a freaking chick? I'm like, you forgot the other part of the breast.
That's not a place I've ever been. I just don't. Why do I not go to restaurants?
Oh, I don't go out that much. I don't go hardly anywhere.
Yeah, my kids will, if we go out, my daughter especially, I love her to death, but she is a sassy pants, and she's earned it. 28, smart, successful, beautiful, but she'll say to the server, be prepared. You're going to get at least 4 questions. Because it's like, which salad dressings do you make in house? Like there's always a question about how something is prepared. And is that it's not a distrust. I just don't like the BS. I just don't like the extra stuff because I cook and I've cooked my entire life. So it's like, I just trust that it's going to be simple and clean.
I worked, how old was I? I was 15 years old and I worked at Applebee's for 2 days. My mom and dad came there to eat. I said, don't eat. Take me home, please. I quit. I can't take this place. This place is disgusting.
Wow.
Like, they would get straight back, throwing on the ground and kicking the cabinet. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Now, I will say, when I first moved to California 100 years ago, and I was probably 19 years old, and my first job, which I didn't even want, but I went with a friend and I came home with a job and I wasn't even sure how that happened. But anyway, I had that job for over a year. Was at Wendy's. Funny you should say that. I was so impressed They made everything legit.
Hmm.
That chili, it was legit. So and now again,
That's why it's the worst for you too, Wendy's, because it's got the most realist stuff.
well, that's 100 years ago. So who knows how they have, bastardized their formulation to current day, because I am not 20 years old anymore. That's like 40 years ago. So I'm sure they've made some changes, but I was really impressed.
Yeah, I think like I know one thing. You ever seen the thing with the McDonald's French fries and the nuggets and the burger? They don't mold. They got a doctor. They have a doctor here actually. He's been having it on his desk for 27 years. It's never molded.
I will go to my grave being the only human alive that has never had a Big Mac.
What is that? This is, I don't like. I know the double patty one with the thousand. I don't think I've ever had one either.
Yeah. Okay. So you and I will be the only ones that go to our graves having never had a Big Mac. I just don't, I just never, not a thing.
And like I watched this thing. Their potatoes for their fries because they're perfectly. There's no like what they call them things like no knots or whatever the hell it is. So these potatoes have to sit in a storage for like 2 months to let the chemicals wear off of it before you can eat
Oh,
them. That's why they don't mold. They don't nothing. You can leave the fries sitting there and it never look different.
but again, it's a choice. You can go or choose not to go. And if you go, and you don't either feel good afterwards or you go repeatedly and then you wonder why your chemistry is off or your digestive system is off, or if you're perimenopausal, God forbid, and then you wonder why you're having all of this weird reaction, you can't get a hold of all of your hormones and all of that, then it's a choice. And we have tons of choices in most things in our lives.
I
So,
say, sorry,
huh?
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
I say, that's how people. If you're stopped up or something, go eat fast food. It'll fix you right away.
Really?
That nasty food will make me kill my stomach. I can't go do that. Like
Huh.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Yeah, I want the meat comes out of a tube.
Oh,
It's like a caulk gun.
yeah. But again, it's choice. And this goes back to where we started this conversation. We must see, that's a word I don't use often, but you're a platinum mindset guy, so I can do that. Personal choice is something that we must own. Personal responsibility is something that we must own.
Yep.
It just, it's stop pointing fingers at everybody else and start looking at the choices
That's
that
why I
we
point like this. So no more pointing at me.
just take a look at the choices that you are making for yourselves, for the people that are in your world, maybe, for the people that you work with. What are the choices that you make every day? Some are simple. What you put on, how showering and all of that stuff is the simple stuff, but making choices about food or behavior or kindness, or are you that asshole in traffic that cuts
Mm.
people off, or do you just kind of say, one car in front of me is just not going to be that big of a deal. Sure, if your day will be better getting in front of me, have at it. Like,
Oh, it's
it's
bad over here. Oh.
not that hard.
Over here, it's all the assholes around here. They would see you sit there, and the light is red. They'd rather go at that light and sit there than let you out. I'm like, nope, you're gonna stop or you're gonna hit me. One of the two. I'll pull out and I'll stop and I'll let everybody go. I'm like, come on, go ahead, go ahead. Now you weren't gonna let me out. I'm gonna let everybody go.
What
And it's
keeps
just,
you there if it's so challenging to live there?
it's not challenging. It's just you got that everywhere. We got that traffic everywhere.
Yeah.
No, where I live, it's like the crime where I live is like 1%. So it's good. There's no like, and the
Okay.
biggest reason is because there's no public transportation. So
Interesting. Okay.
they just have a lot of yuppie. You know what a yuppie puppy is? Like a little nose up. It's like on the lakefront Lake Pontchartrain. You can't even have light. They don't want street lights because of light pollution.
Oh, interesting.
I'm like, wow. Now they're changing. Like they have restaurants and all out there that close at 2 a.m. But they just passed the thing that you can't park out there after 1. Do what? So from 1 to 2, if you're at a restaurant, what you doing? You're gonna go park somewhere else and go Uber?
What was the logic behind that?
Because people out on the lakefront that live out there, they don't want the parking out there at the certain times, and they're trying to pass it where you can't park out there before 7 a.m. So if you go before work to go jogging or something like that, nope.
Well, I guess the restaurant owners just gave themselves permission to close at 1 instead of 2.
It's crazy. They pass some crazy. Like you can't. Like one thing I saw, you know that app, neighborhood app.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get. Only time I get on there is if I want to laugh at something, because all it is people on there just ring, 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 ring. It's like I saw one day. It's like they're complaining about chicken. Somebody has chickens and it's illegal. Like it's illegal. What's the problem?
Well, that wouldn't have been a problem if they were willing to sell their eggs not that long ago. Then
Oh,
that would have been everyone's best friend.
but eggs drop quick. Like I mean, I went to the store one week. The next week they're like dropped $3. I'm like, because all them eggs came from South Korea. I think
Oh,
like
that's kind of,
70,000 tons or something of eggs. It's
I live
crazy.
I live in the suburbs of Indianapolis, and there are a lot of people around here that have chickens. So lots of people sell eggs, which is cool. Not, I mean, again, within 30 minutes to the motor speedway, but close enough to areas where people actually can do that. So, yeah, Indiana is an interesting place to live.
They
Some of
built
what
a
you talked about, but not a lot at all. Very kind, gentle people.
see, yeah, people like some people like up north. They think, well, actually, they don't, it's just what they want to, what the narrative is. You know, South is this and South is racist. And I'm like, and everybody down here is opposite. It's like, hold on, you're crazy. It's nice down here. It's people are nice. Only people are mean everywhere across the United States is because they're listening to the freaking media.
Oh, that's true.
Stop listening to that. It's like, golly, you can't listen to that crap. Well, you can listen to certain ones.
Well, again, you have to be discerning about what you consume,
Hmm.
whether it's food or media. I mean, consumption, again, I guess that's like the theme of this whole discussion. Personal choice, you're right? Like, and personal responsibility. Be discerning about what you consume. I mean, we all do it, but what
Hmm.
you do with it, how long you spend on there. I will go on to parenting groups on social media just to see what people are talking about. My kids don't live with me anymore, and I'm not in the classroom anymore. So I want to stay in touch other than just my clients. I want to know what people are buzzing about. And so I'll stay there and I will drop helpful hints, you know, just to be helpful. But that's not hours a day. That's maybe 30 minutes in the entire day.
Yeah.
Get some ideas, get some blog ideas, ruminate on how I might be able to help or solve that problem, and then move on. But that just keeps me current. But
One thing I got to stay off of is like I'll go sometimes just look through it. X, that is toxic. It'll get you. Oh, it'll get my blood pressure boil, and I got high blood pressure right now. I gotta watch it. So I try to stay off of X because
so
it's like
imagine you've got kids, and I'm
I
talking.
don't know if I do. I don't know if I do. I might. I mean, I might.
Imagine teens on a site like that with the inability. Hold on, with the inability to discern, at the risk of overusing the word, without the ability to discern what it is that they are digesting, and or that whole comparisonitis, all of
Hmm.
those things. And then tell me why we are surprised when we have this mental health epidemic across the country, kids that can't regulate their emotions, kids that experience or complain of high anxiety and or ADD, ADHD, or whatever, because they can't focus, and yet they are digesting however many bits
Yep.
of information per second, per minute. It's like, it's very obvious. Again, another I'm not saying that that solves the problem of what I just mentioned, but boy, it sure would take a chunk out of it.
Kids can't be kids these days. A kid is thrown everything in them. There's no time to be imagination, go outside, play, have a fun. It's all boom. Most kids know more than I know. You know, it's crazy.
But again, kids can be kids if parents kick them out.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go outside.
You ever seen that
Kitchen,
video? The dude's like, "What am I supposed to do out here?"
we lost power. You have to go outside, find a friend or whatever, and just go sit outside, ride a bike, just be like,
You said to beg me to come in.
huh?
You said to beg me to come inside. Now it's like these kids. What am I gonna do out there? What do you mean? What you gonna do out there? Go play. Play
Yeah,
what?
yeah, go play. And but again, it starts with you,
Mm-hmm.
with whoever is in charge. And today that could be any number of people. Doesn't matter. Like, I'm not defining family rigidly. I don't care what it looks like. People that live together, multi-generational, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. It's all connection. It's all family. Make a decision, kick them out, let them be kids.
When you have these video games that teach these kids, and I'm not a video game player, so I haven't played. I can't even tell you the last time I owned a video game. But what is that called? Grand Theft Auto. When you can go steal a car and get a prostitute, rape her, beat her up, kick her to the side. It's like, what are you teaching? And you wonder why your kid is the way he is.
So you know even more than I do.
It's crazy.
I think I played 10 minutes of Mario my entire life. That dates me.
Yeah, I haven't owned any kind of game since shit, Nintendo, regular Nintendo.
Yeah.
And I was a kid. I don't go out and buy these $1,000 PlayStation. It's like and sit
Yeah.
there for hours.
It's an interesting world. And I get it. I get that it's, for kids and the comparisons and Johnny has this and why can't I this and all of that. But I just want parents to be passionate again about the responsibility that they have when they said yes. We
Mhm.
prepare, we prep, we plan to have the baby. Okay, then you bring the baby home. Now what? What are you going to do for the next 20 years?
Yeah, it's not a puppy.
20 years. Like, let's be passionate about this decision.
20 nowadays, shit. 16, they see you later.
No. Failure to launch is they're home way longer or boomeranging back because of lots of things that we just discussed. So there you have it. Too bad we can't solve all the problems of the world today, Michael.
Yep. All right. Well, how do people get in touch with you?
I am so simple to find. You just Google my name, or here's a challenge. ask@janetkrebs.com, and that's my personal email. Use it. I respond. I don't have, a team of 12 people that answer my stuff. I am passionate enough about connecting with the people that I work with. I answer them all myself.
Yeah, I write all my content on Facebook, everything.
Me too. Yeah.
You can see my AI. It's not.
No AI, no nothing. It's all just
Yeah,
me.
it pisses me off. Oh, if I go to your computer and choke that, I'm like, I'm about to delete you. You suck.
That's so funny. Are you graphically talented?
Like, can I draw?
I think there should be a logo that indicates. I would put it on my website and all. No AI is used in any. I've never used it. It's a little scary. I know people are telling me I'm going to get left behind, but no intellectual property has ever been generated or created by AI. And I want to put that on my website. There should be a logo to celebrate those of us who are old school enough and or who care enough about the content that we create to not use bots to create it.
Like my logo, it's not AI. I did all that. I pulled images together, erased the head, put a brain underneath it. That's like my 8th logo.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to change it. I'm sticking with it.
It's an interesting time. So yeah, so I use all my own stuff, and ask@janetkrebs.com. You'll get just me.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, and we'll see you later. Don't click off though.
Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.